I have never heard a Chinese leader declare that his country would be fully democratic by 2050.
Taking President Xi's assurances at face value.
It's absolutely clear that there are human rights abuses in Tibet.
Brendan Nelson criticised him for making the comments publicly. Brendan Nelson said, I don't know whether it's wise to have broadcasted as publicly as he seems to be doing. Now that's pathetic, isn't it?
And the granting of a visa to Uyghur separatist leader Rabia Kadir. Former Immigration Minister Philip Ruddock says it was a mistake.
Julie Bishop mounting an argument which had only one conclusion, that was that Ms Kadir should not have been allowed into Australia.
A statement which is sure to please Beijing. Mr Downer says in the case of a military clash over Taiwan, the ANZUS treaty with Washington is symbolic and that Canberra would not side with Taiwan.
Last week, the Prime Minister appeared to back in Beijing's approach instead of Australia's.
But did he make a mistake in that comment?
No.
Landbridge's control of Darwin Port has caused considerable angst within Australia's defence community and annoyed American allies.
Even concerned the US President Barack Obama, who raised the issue directly with Malcolm Turnbull.
We have to act in the national interest of our country. That's what's happened in the port of Darwin.
The meeting, revealed by the ABC, was set up by former Liberal Senator Santo Santoro, now a lobbyist to whom Mr Huang allegedly paid thousands of dollars to secure the private lunch with Mr Dutton.
Former Trade Minister Andrew Robb has begun working for the Chinese company, which last year controversially gained control of Darwin's port.
If people are suggesting anything about Andrew Robb, then frankly, they're impugning our finest ever trade minister, and they're doing it without any basis at all.
Andrew Robb has accused Australia's security agencies of spreading anti-China sentiment.
I could see the reason for it, fine, but the evidence is not there. We see a lot of nose touching by the security people. If you only knew what I know, you'd be horrified. Well, tell us.
The emphasis on naval power is a direct response to China's increased military spending. The opposition says that's confusing.
It makes no sense for Australia in 2009 to base its long-term strategy on the highly contentious proposition that Australia is on an inevitable collision course with a militarily aggressive China.
The Chinese agree.
The nation's shipbuilding industry is fighting for survival as the government considers where to buy its next submarines from.
You wonder why I wouldn't trust them to build a canoe.
Marking the end of car manufacturing in this country.
The move, which followed security advice from ASIO, has sparked furious denials from the company's Australian board members, who include former Foreign Minister Alexander Downer.
Andrew Robb and Malcolm Turnbull suggested that maybe the ban could be lifted on the Chinese communications company.
This is just completely absurd.
I have also reassured China that so-called quadrilateral dialogue with India is not something that we are pursuing.
This is the 5th year in a row that the Australian government has cut Australian aid.
China wants to have more Belt and Road cooperation with the Pacific Island nations.
It's very much in our national interest for us to have an extradition treaty with China.
It was signed by the former Prime Minister John Howard's government in 2007.
It does remain the policy of the Australian government.
A comprehensive strategic partnership established. This is a historic and memorable day.
We have a strong and growing comprehensive strategic partnership with China. We're one of a relatively small number of countries that have a comprehensive strategic partnership.
And we have a comprehensive strategic partnership, an official status with China, and that's something we take very seriously and we work very hard on to maintain.